Welcome to Ziro Studio tutorial. In this video, we will cover the concept of conditionals in Python. An example of a conditional is an if statement. You can use an if statement when a condition is true, then you want to do something. So to illustrate that concept, we are going to use our draw and turn function that we have been using. So what we have done is, we have just called it 2 times, once with a positive size and once with a negative size. And in the function draw and turn, we use the if statement. This is an example of a conditional in Python. So the syntax is, if this condition is true, then do something. In this case, what we said is if size is less than 0, which means it is negative, then print the string going backwards. As you know, if we give a negative speed to the robot, it goes backwards. So what this code does is make the robot go forwards first, then it will turn 90 degrees and go backwards. And while going backwards, it will print the string going backwards in the console. So let's see what it does. It's going forward. There's no message in the console. It turns, and then it goes backwards, and now you see the going backwards message as we expected. So that's an example of how you use an if statement. Now let's look at another form of a conditional, which is an if-else statement. If you want to do something when a condition is true, and you want to do something else if the condition is not true, then you can use the if-else statement. So if size is negative, going backwards, so obviously if it's else, then we want to print going forwards. So that's how the syntax works. Note the indentation of going backwards and going forwards, because they belong to the corresponding statements if and else. This is very important. So let's erase this and rerun it. So it's going forward and prints it, and turns, and going backwards and prints it. So that's an example of an if-else statement. There's another variation of this if we have multiple conditions that we want to check for. Then you use something called elif. If size is less than 0, then you are going backwards. Then elif, this is another condition. Let's say size is greater than 0, going forwards. And then you can end with else if you want. So if it's not going backwards and it is not going forwards, it is not moving. So let's just print not moving. And then what we will do is we will call the draw and turn function with value 0 to make it not move. Let's erase this and rerun it. Going forwards, going backwards, and not moving, as we expected. So that's how conditionals work. Now, let's give you an exercise. Go to the Virtual Type menu to select 2D Robot and add code to draw a green line while going forward and a red line while going backwards, while keeping the print statements as is. You have already done the exercise of changing the color of the line that the 2D robot draws. Have fun trying various conditions to make the robot do different things. In the next video, we will teach you the concept of lists.